Always amazing. So we're at the two dots in Yud Aleph Amud Beis. It says, so Gemara says, Lob Maisa. So we did everything about Maisa. We did about Sisrei Arayos. So just to fill one thing in quickly about Sisrei Arayos, that I don't know if I mentioned last year. So the Maharal says that these really are three categories of Kabbalah: Sisrei Arayos, Maisa Bereshis, Maisa Merkava. He says Maisa Merkava is like Atzmus Hashem. It's about understanding like the Atzmus of Hashem, which like I thought like wow, can we say such a thing? Then the Rambam comes in Perush Mishnayos, which we'll see maybe one of these times. Perush Mishnayos over here. The Rambam says Mitzi is Habore, you know. The Maisa Merkava. People are like, oh, the Rambam didn't know Kabbalah. Like, it sounds like Kabbalah to me. It just says the Maharal, which we're about to learn about today, is the connection between like the Eibishter and the finite world from Yesh, from Ayin to Yesh, and then Sisrei Arayos, says the Maharal, is the Kabbalah about like the mysticism, mystical understanding about human connection in this world, meaning like you have like Mitzias Abore, the connection. That's my separation. The connection between infinite and finite, and then going on in the finite. So that's called my Sisrei Arayos. So that's just to fill in on what we did yesterday. Okay. Lob Maisa Bereshis B'Shnayim. So Maisa Bereshis you can't do B'Shnayim. So now we're gonna learn a little bit of Maisa Bereshis. Shtickle. Bina Hane Milei the Tanu Rabbanan. So where do we have these things that the rabbis taught in the Brisa? Ki yishal nali amim harishonim. So like, how do we know? How do we know that like you can't teach Maisa Bereshis with two? Even though, right, we said like you can teach because like in the end it's Lishnayim, right? But here it says Bishnayim, and like they're continuing the girsa of the Mishnah that the Gemara already like shlugged up. It's very, very like weird. Now they're gonna darshan to prove this like mistaken girsa. I don't understand what's about to go on here. It says Kishal Nal Yamim Rishonim is when you ask about the first day. So it says Yachid Shoel Be'ein Shnayim Shoelim. So one person can ask, but not two. Didn't we just say that Lish? The lobe Maisa Bereshis Lishnayim. Okay, actually it does saying like one person can ask when you're doing Maisa Bereshis, you can do it with one other guy. You know, Maisa Bereshis obviously is like the first paragraph probably of the Torah of Bereshis. So Yachid Shoel Kisha'al Na, it says in singular. Yachid Shoel Be'ein Shnayim Shoel, and not two. Correct the Gemara. A halo good question. Yachol Yisho Adam Kodem Shenivra Ha'olam. Maybe a person can ask what was happening before creation, right? Well, this is what Tosfos said was Lifnim, but Rashi didn't say what was Lifnim. Rashi says, "Oh yeah, Lifnim that's to the west of the firmament," and we're like, "Firmament." So, Harry, you know what the firmament is? The rakia, right? We spoke about that yesterday.
Betach. The upper waters, lower waters, middle waters.
Exactly. It's that dome on top of flat Earth. There is no rakia in the globular theory. The rakia
I don't know. It's very hard to translate these matters and try to like.
So I'll tell you. I'm not saying that there is a flat Earth or a globe. I'm not saying what there is in the Tzias, but to understand the idea, the entire idea of rakia, it's clear that it's only on a flat Earth for rakia. So like if Rashi saying rakia, anyone who holds rakia, that there's a rakia in the Mitzias, automatically they have a flat Earth understanding, because there's no rakia on a globe. Like it's just like
I don't know about that
definition of. I'm telling you, the definition of rakia is this kippah on top of flat Earth. Like,
no, I'm still not buying it, because once we're dealing with outer space and stars and planets and galaxies, a dome, we're talking about, we don't even know the size of the universe. So I have to oblige fair on this one and not buy and say, if it's this, it has to be that.
Amazing blind. Yeah, that's obviously the answer. It's blinding.
I'm not comfortable with saying it has to be something.
But wait, I'm
Who am
blibing.
I?
I'm
Who am I
blibing
that my
on what
opinion
actually
counts in the first
exists
place?
in Metzius. What?
I'm saying, who am I that my opinion counts in the matter?
What'd you say?
I'm saying, who am I that my opinion
Oh,
counts?
you're Rabbi Harry, exactly. Stark. Hinachanami though. We're blibing shver.
All right. I'm
But
with you. I'm with
we're
you.
blibing shver. We're there on the blibe vis-a-vis what shape the actual Earth is in real life. But I'm telling you that a rakia is that dome, is that firmament that is only spoken about with the understanding that the Earth is flat. That's the only mitzvahs that that there is a rakia. So you can still say I, but the rakia is just a spiritual concept, which we're gonna see. We're talking about like it's like the rakia al rosh hachayos, right? This is what the Naz said in Shir. The rakia, the Naz, one of the Talmid in Shiva School show this past year. Shout out to the Naz. But he says the rakia is on top of the heads of the chayos, of the angels, just like the angels are not physical. So maybe too, also the firmament is not a physical thing, and it's just like a spiritual idea. Could be. Blibing. That's the blibe. If the blibe is if rakia actually exists or not, or if it's just a spiritual thing. But I'm telling you, rakia doesn't. There's no such thing as a rakia on the globe. Anyways, so you can say rakia doesn't really exist. It's just a spiritual idea, like angels, and I can accept that. That's why I'm blibing. Okay. Anyways, so it says maybe a person could ask before Nivra Olam, which, by the way, Rashi's saying, wait a second, you're talking to me about before Nivra Olam, and you're talking to me about that by being darshan b'ma'aser bracious. It's not talking about Malifnim Malachor. The Gemara much later on is going to talk about Malifnim. So Tosfos is going to say to Rashi, how could you say that Malifnim is before if they're talking about Malifnim b'ma'aser bracious in the Mishnah? So that's the answer to that question that we were like thinking about the Machlokes Rashi Tosfos. Where does Rashi get off? Right. So this could be like Rashi saying, look, it can't be before. Before is a different thing. Talking about Ma'aser Bereishis is fine. So he says maybe a person will ask what's before Ma'aser Bereishis, before the creation. Talmud Lomar min hayom asher bara Elohim adam al haaretz. So it says in the pasuk, from the day that Hashem created man on the earth. Right? Can you hear me good? Or is it too loud?
Oh, you're perfect, bro.
Amazing. Baruch Hashem, So, Mina Yom Asher Bar Elohim Adam Al Haaretz, that so you can go from the time that Hashem created man. Wait a second, what day did Hashem create man? Forgot.
What day? Well, the man was created on the sixth day.
The sixth day. Wait a second. So you're telling me from the you can only go from the sixth day then maybe. Maybe a person can't ask from the first 6 days until Adam was created. So Talmud Lomar liyamim harishonim asher hayu lefanecha. No, to the first days. Maybe a person will ask what's lifnim what's lachor. The person's gonna ask what's lifnim. Wait a second. So lifnim is definitely not like Tosfos said. Definitely not like Tosfos says the Chora. Tosfos has his raya from later on that he says mad la'achor the chai, the afterlife. Malafim ad havahavi. Tosfos has a raya. Rashi from here has a great raya that malafnim is not talking about what's before time, what's before the world was created. How does Rashi know? Because they just asked that question. Kodim shenivra olam, and now they ask a different question. Malamata malamala malafnim malachor. What's before? What's after? Talmud Lomar mikteh shemaim ve'kteh shemaim. You can ask from the edge of the earth to the other edge of the earth. You can ask from the head of the edge of the earth. You cannot ask what's above, what's below the chora, from above the rakia, below the chayos, right? Below the chayos. The rakia is on the head of the chayos. So the angels under the. It sounds so. We really got to understand what that's talking about. But listen, the second day of Shir over here. Got us some slack.
My Chicago right there.
Thanks. My mom's from Chicago, so we have a great Chicago accent. I can do my grandfather used to talk like this. He would say, Ziek, go Cubs. The Mets stink. That's what he would say. And I would say, I agree, Zadie, the Mets are terrible. Well, let's go back to this. Yo, shout out to my Zadie, by the way, who's I'm in Brazil right now for his granddaughter's wedding, my cousin, and so we're gonna miss Zadie a lot this weekend. But I'm glad that like I got to bring him up like before I even get to the hotel. By the way, first thing I do get off a plane, have a cigarette. Second thing, give share in the taxi. We're in the taxi with
You got your eyes
Barbusa,
on the
Nachon,
prize.
right? Barbusa, eyes on the prize. Barbusa gives us a thumbs up. Yo, Barbusa, you're the man. Behisaneg beBrazilaim Barbusa Usla Aved Agim. That's my Barbusa song. You like it? He likes it. All right, so maybe you can ask what's above, what's below, what's inside, what's outside, or what's before and after. So, wait, hold on. So Talmud Lomar, the Gemara says, you can ask from the edge of the earth at the Shoah. You can't. That's not what you can ask. But we have to ask, well, why can't you ask that? Is that a din in the right? Because there's 3 clauses in the Mishnah. The first one is those 3 types of Kabbalah. The second one is don't ask like what's above, what's below, what's right. And then the third one is anyone who doesn't have mercy on the kavod kono, koshlo chaso kavod kono, doesn't have mercy on the kavod. We have to figure out what is the kavod of the Creator, right? I'm thinking maybe it's us, but we got to see maybe it's us or our minds. You know? Do you hear me? We're in a tunnel.
Yeah, I hear you perfect, bro.
Yo, monster. So hasta the naftale, the mikzeh shamayim, the mikzeh shamayim. So now that we already learned out what like the we learned out the parameters of what we're allowed to ask about from Mikzeh Shemayim, the Minayom Asher Bar Elohim Adam Ala Aretz Lamali. So why do I need that part of the puzzle? From the day that God created man on earth, like that doesn't teach me anything, because I already knew that you can learn, you can go from day one, you just can't go from before Bereshis, right? So what am I learning from Minayom Asher Bar Elohim Adam Ala Aretz Lamali? It's like, why do I need that? Kid Rabbi Elazar, like Rabbi Elazar. Oh, the Amar Rabbi Elazar, like Rabbi Elazar says, Adam Arishon Mina Aretz. We actually learned this Gemara in Red Pill Parsha in Bereshis. So he says, like, Rabbi, you need that for Rabbi Elazar to teach us. Asher Bar Elohim Adam Ala Aretz. That's going to teach us what Rabbi Elazar says. What does Rabbi Elazar say? Adam Arishon Mina Aretz the Avdurakia. So Adam Arishon was from the land until the Rakia. By the way, that Gemara. It's automatically talk about Rakia, automatically this Gemara is understanding a flat earth, or it's understanding not a physical, like a spiritual understanding, which is possible. The Nas brought up that idea, and we're definitely like thinking about it and bliving fair. That was an amazing blive from you before. Very with it. So from Mina Aretz Ad Rakia Shenemar, Mina Yom Asher Bar Elohim Adam Ala Aretz. So it says he created Adam al Aretz. From this passage, you know that Adam Rishon was from the land until the Rakia. That was his height. Shenemar, the Kevan Shesarach. And once he goes and Shesarach, we're going to see that come up a few times in the Shas. It means like he sinned. He made a mistake. Kevan Shesarach really means that he got stinky, right? Kevan Shesarach, since he stunk it up with sin. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yadav Allah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took his hand and put it on Adam HaRishon. Just one thing about Adam HaRishon, Hashem calls in Yecheskel, he calls him Ben Adam. So I'm wondering if like there's a connection, like because this is like Yecheskel is like the parsha, and so like every time you mention Adam in this you're like, wait a second, like Ben Adam, Cheskel, Ein Dorshan, the Mais Merkava, this is the first paragraph of Cheskel, and maybe others. So he says, yeah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu put his hand on him, Umiyato, made him smaller. Shememar, Achor V'kedem Tzarasani, Vateshes alai afcha. Whatever that is. Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Rav. So Rav Yehuda says name Rav. Adu Rishon Sofa Olam Ad Sofa Haya. So from one edge of the earth to the other edge of the earth. Rabbi Harry, does it make sense to talk about edges of the earth on a globe?
I'm thinking about it.
It doesn't make so much sense.
We're dealing in like the metaphysical hybrid galaxy stuff. It's just way beyond me.
No, you're not Hanami, but I'm saying like I'm just asking a question. I'm asking a very simple physics question. Are there edges on a sphere?
Yeah, but
The
once
answer
we're
is
dealing with a globe and the
there
thing
is.
and the this and that, my mind is just blown into pieces.
I know. So we have
We're
discussions
flying in like
about
the
300.
galaxies. I don't know how we found ourselves in this universe. It's crazy.
Oh, dude, this is like Pashut stuff in Chagiya, but it's like basic sugya. But so the Chora on a sphere, there's no edge. So this Gemara is understanding that what we're talking about right from one side of the globe to the other. It doesn't make any sense. But from one side of the flat Earth to the other side of the flat Earth, like that doesn't make sense. Like the flat Earth. But and L'chora, that's what Chazal thought. If you see the Gemara in Pesach Medaf Tzadidad on the base, and we saw all right. So you see the Gemara over there, like you see like there's Machlok as Chachmei Yisrael and Chachmei Umas Olam, but everyone is agreeing on flat Earth over there. There's one Gemara in Avodah Zarah and Nun Amud Beis in the Mishnah and Nun Aleph Aleph over there and the Tosfos over there, which brings an opinion that the Earth is like a kador. The opinion of Alexander the Great. That's the Shimon opinion. I don't know. Listen, the globe, and also like if you look in history, the globe theory really became like very popularized right after the Protestant Reformation, and then the Vatican's the Jesuit Counter Reformation, and then you got Galileo and all of these people that all have connections to the Jesuits. So like it seems that like the globular theory is Shiva. But blibing, I'm still obviously blibing. Oh, are we here at the hotel? Yeah, I'm here at the hotel. Amazing. Just to say this, at so far, Shemar, the minute Yom Shabbat, Kevan Jazar, Chiniach Baruch, Mimiato Shnemar, Matash like Kabacha, Yachi Kachu Kraidadi. It's still, you know, it's the same thing. The amount of the length from the land to the dome on top, or from one side of the flat Earth to the other side of the flat Earth, is the same shear. Says the Gemara. This is the hotel. And on that, so shout out to this hotel, the Radisson in Sao Paulo. Shout out to the thing. I think we're good. I mean, there's a few Rashis here, but it says do go down the Brias. It says Hashtas not right. So basically, there's a few Rashis, but like I don't know if we gotta go through those Rashis right now, especially because like I just got here. So everyone at home, if they want to take a look at the Rashi or something, if anyone has any comments, like, oh, how could you not bring this Rashi? Write it in the comments on the bottom. Much love, Shteign there, season 2, episode 2 in the books. Much love, Rabbi Harry. Kol Tov.
Boom.
Love you, brother.
Wow. You're looking good, by the way. You got a very handsome Brazil look going on right now.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
Oh, yo, dude, the first time ever in South America. I'm psyched. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna start again tomorrow. I'm looking forward. Much love. We'll talk.
Over now.
Love you, man. Peace out. Bye-bye.